Welcome to Around the World in 80 Bottles. Today we're going to stick to some southern cooking with a twist, and I'm using steelhead trout, which is similar to both salmon and trout, so it's got that richness of salmon, but we don't have to wait for the salmon run for this to be in season. And I'm going to marinate it with one ingredient only, which is Kentuckyaki. It's made by Bourbon Barrel Foods, and it's their interpretation of a teriyaki sauce. But the difference is that this has been made with a soy sauce that has been aged in used bourbon barrels. So it's going to take a lot of the salt out and make it a lot richer and smoother. And you can see that the salmon or steelhead is going to be just a nice easy marinade. We're going to leave it in there for about 30 minutes, that's all. I'm going to simply cook that off in a little bit of olive oil and assemble our side dish. For our side for this dish, I'm going to use wheatberries. Wheatberries are similar, I always refer to them as if they were short grain rice and oatmeal combined. They're a complex carbohydrate that are a lot healthier for you than things like rice or potatoes. So I've cooked these down just like I would oatmeal actually and drained them off, and they're really nice and firm and nutty and chewy. So what I'm going to do with this to make it where it goes better is add a little bit of capers for some of that old world flair, and then to balance out that old world flavor I've got bacon, because I said we were doing slightly southern. And I just cooked that till it was crisp. I think a little bit more bacon's probably called for. Can never have too much bacon in anything. I don't care if you're cooking fish or anything else. And then, just because I don't want it to be too dry, I'm adding a little bit of lime juice. This is also going to give it that good little acid, because you got the richness of your bacon and your capers and your fish and your teriyaki sauce. So you need a little bit of acidity to lift this up. Now, where some of the extra acidity is going to come from is from our wine. I'm picking a complex dry white. We need dry because there's nothing about this that calls for sweetness in any way, shape, or form, but we want it to be complex because this dish actually has a lot going on. For the fact that it took 10 minutes to make the entire thing start to finish, it actually has a lot of different flavors going on. So we need something that can match up to that. And I've picked La Spinetta, which is a Vermentino from Tuscany, and it is dry and crisp but very, very complex and rich, which I think will match up very well to what we're eating today. Now, if you want to be extra fancy on your plate, you can always take one of those lines and do a little sliver, put it on there as a garnish, and look, you have just done a very professional plate. Meanwhile, this is one of the easiest things I've cooked in a long time. I think it's going to be awesome with this La Spinetta. Even the side itself has just so much flavor. This is perfect with it. It's rich, it's dry, it is mellow, it is full. It goes so well with all of our flavors that we have going on over here. I hope you'll try this dish, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Please join us next time on Around the World in 80 Bottles. Cheers!